It's a pleasure. How are you doing? Quite okay?
Must be a big boy now.
Yes, I mean, of course. The struggle is.
The match talked about defection or crossing over to the NRM of retired Major Rubaramira Ruranga. We want to pick your mind on that development, Doctor.
Rubaramira himself has told you that he has gone to look for money to support AIDS programs. Now, AIDS programs should not, one need not cross parties in order to access public funds to support a public cause. You see? So, but because in a dictatorship, all public funds are controlled by the dictator. In this case, Mr. Museveni. He's the one who controls all funds. So if you need funds for anything, that's why if teachers want an increase in salary, they must negotiate with Mr. Museveni. If policemen want a salary, they must negotiate. Anybody. So if Mr. Rubaramira wants to really get money to deal with his AIDS thing, he must go and negotiate with Museveni. That's what exactly Major Rubaramira was saying.
Is FDC a spent force, and are we going to see an exodus of people out of the party?
Well, again, I must emphasize that FDC, though a wonderful party, cannot function effectively under a dictatorship, under a military dictatorship. And the more the NRM uses public money simply to protect themselves in power by buying people, it means the money they would have used to provide public goods is being diverted to self-protection.
The conflicts in the FDC, the party has its fair share of infighting and bickering. What is going wrong in the Forum for Democratic Change? And why are we seeing all this push and tug?
Where you do not hear any argument, where there is no, any place that you don't hear an argument, it's a graveyard. As long as there are people and political people organizing together, they will always argue. So whatever contradictions we may have, whatever competition we may have amongst ourselves, we resolve it transparently and democratically.
The party's constitution, does not bar you from seeking permission to be its flag bearer in the next presidential election. Are we going to see Dr. Kiiza Besigye return as flag bearer for the FDC in the next elections?
I will not. I will simply fight the dictatorship so that the dictatorship can go away and we can have elections. Because what we are involved in are not really elections. They are just rituals. Under the current circumstances, we cannot have free, fair, and transparent elections. It's not possible.
On that note, Doctor, you've been on record saying you wouldn't mind meeting President Museveni. If the two of you met, what issues would you like to bring out to be discussed?
There is nothing. I don't have any personal conflict with Mr. Museveni. I oppose what he does politically and institutionally. And that does not require me to discuss it with him as two people. What we have been calling for is an institutionalized discussion of how to manage a transition from the military dictatorship he controls to an open democratic dispensation. That discussion I'm very keen to participate in. And we have, as all political parties, not as myself or as FDC alone, all political parties have presented to government since 3 years ago what it would take to have that kind of engagement.
Thank you for speaking to NTV, Doctor.